Excavators are just for digging. Think again. These beasts climb cliffs, balance on razor-thin edges, and move earth where no road exists. Stay tuned. What comes next will blow your mind. Pulling out a 100,000-pound dozer frozen under snow? That's not work. It's a rescue mission in whiteout hell. With ice locking the tracks and gravity pulling hard, this crew's grit is the only thing stronger than steel. One slip, and it's all over.
Ура!
Chainsaws? Forget it. The D5 dozer with a tree spear makes Florida land clearing look brutal and efficient. One thrust, and towering pines topple like dominoes. Dust swirls, steel roars, and raw horsepower rules the forest floor. The Atlas Copco ST-14 isn't here to play, it's here to move mountains. This underground loader hoists boulders the size of small cars like they're pebbles. With raw torque, low-profile power, and unshakable grip, the ST-14 proves mining's real muscle lives below the surface. Why swing an axe when the Caterpillar D6 is around? This dozer doesn't just push, it dominates. With one relentless shove, trees that stood tall for decades topple like matchsticks, turning raw jungle into plantation rows in seconds. Plowing through thick brush and rugged slopes, these bulldozers aren't just clearing paths, they're carving out wildfire defense lines. When flames threaten, these machines go first. It's precision meets pure guts. Respect to the operators who face the heat so others don't have to. The blast ripped the silence apart, rock bursting like fireworks in the earth. Dust rose in choking clouds, the ground shook underfoot, and for a heartbeat it felt like the end of the world had arrived. The Ursus 1614 looks like a powerhouse, but mud tells the truth. One moment it's roaring, the next it's begging for rescue. Big tires, big talk, but sometimes the only horsepower left is the one pulling it out. The Doosan went down like a sinking ship swallowed by mud with no escape. One excavator pulled, a dozer joined, then ropes snapped under strain. Crowds held their breath as the pit turned battlefield, steel versus swamp in a fight for survival. Most rigs see mud and panic. The Menzi muck just spreads its legs and dances. It's less an excavator, more a spider on steroids, climbing rocks and crawling slopes like hydraulics were made for ballet. Watch the SDLG excavator wrestle a giant boulder down the mountain. Every push risks tipping on the slick mud, but raw steel and operator skill keep it steady. One wrong move spells chaos, yet this beast turns landslide danger into controlled power, moving tons of rock like it's nothing. When old steel gives way, Cat stands by. One pull and the giant crane collapses like a titan brought to its knees. Somebody skipped the safety briefing again, or maybe they just rewrote it. That operator's clinging to a wall of dirt with pure nerve and hydraulics. One wrong move? Game over? Respect? Defying gravity, this Komatsu hydraulic excavator balances on the edge with insane precision. One slip could flip the whole machine, yet the operator uses the boom like a pro, controlling descent inch by inch. That's not luck, that's mastery in motion. This run to Ventoy isn't about speed, it's about survival. Frozen roads, zero visibility, and hours of white-knuckle focus. Every mile demands grit, not luck. These aren't just drivers, they're cold-weather warriors steering steel through the storm. Feel the raw power of the Komatsu D61PXY as it rips through packed soil with precision. With intelligent machine control and high-capacity rippers, this dozer dominates every inch of terrain. Built to shape the earth, engineered to conquer it. The Valtra T191H doesn't hesitate. It charges through the swamp like it owns the mud. Deep ruts, flying spray, but traction holds. This beast sets the pace and the standard. Oh no, what a bad day at work. Komatsu 830E doesn't flinch at snow. This 240-ton giant rolls out like it owns the Tundra, tires gripping ice with mountain-sized confidence. Diesel thunder, steel power, winter roads bow to mining's cold-blooded king. This isn't just brute force, it's brain power on tracks. The Komatsu D155AXI uses GPS-guided automation to grade with surgical precision. No masts or cables needed. It's safer, smarter, and faster. Compare this to 2011's manual work, and the tech leap feels like jumping decades in one push. It looked like a calm construction day, until it wasn't. Two front-end loaders squared up like gladiators in a dusty arena. Sparks flew, buckets locked, and for a moment, it wasn't work, it was war. Who knew heavy equipment had beef like that?
我去，我去！我去，踩破大寨啊！我是。
At 1,800 meters above sea level, the Keystrack Impact Crusher rides on a Goldhofer lowbed like royalty on a throne. With massive weight and bulk, it takes Fasula's precision haul team to maneuver every turn. This isn't just transport, it's mountain-grade machine ballet. Inside the cab, every movement is muscle and instinct. The bucket drops, dirt flies, and the truck takes the hit like a champ. No GPS, no hesitation, just pure flow between man and machine. This isn't just digging, it's laying the foundation of progress.
I run the Komatsu PC200 again. I run a whole lot of equipment. I run 320 cat.
They say progress starts with a blueprint, but out here it starts with a muddy mess. This excavator isn't just digging, it's clawing its way out of a swamp one scoop at a time. Smooth joystick work, steady nerves. It's not elegant, but it's how solid ground gets built.
You see how dry the ground is below it? I mean, it's not like...
While the world sleeps, this excavator lights up the night with sheer determination. Its boom cuts through darkness like a sword, pulling mud from the deep with surgical precision. In silence and shadow, real work happens, because progress doesn't punch a time clock. Who's gonna pull down the big barn? One green John Deere, a rope, and a whole lot of tension. Breath held, one tug, and gravity writes the final line. If you enjoyed the video, drop a 1. We'd love to know who's riding along with us. If it felt a bit dull, no worries, just hit 0. We read every single comment. This is the B10M 2.7000-1E bulldozer, deep in the mud, yet perfectly in control. Operators read every twitch and traction, feather the throttle, and fine-tune blade angle like second nature. No guessing. Just years of skill and a machine that thrives where others sink. kicking up clouds of peat in the vast fields of Skov. This Soviet-built harvester from Brigade Avantgarde devours the earth with brutal efficiency. Spiked rollers tear through the soil while the massive body processes tons of peat per minute. It's raw, loud, and built for domination.
So far.
The Tata Hitachi Zaxxas 220 LCM locks onto the rock face like a beast with purpose. Its breaker pounds into blue granite with relentless force, each strike echoing through the quarry. Dust flies, stone cracks, and progress roars. This isn't digging, it's controlled destruction. The legendary T-130 Bulldozer doesn't stop for rivers. It crosses them. With a sealed engine compartment and Soviet-era brute force, it powers through deep water like it's asphalt. One misstep and it sinks, but this beast charges on like it was born amphibious.
Вот, все, опускаемся, Илья. Бля, воды ты. Нурик обратно проедет, заснимем, как он еще едет, через брод. Переезд. Все, теперь уже здесь не страшно ездить. Вот такая у нас релаксация рабочего дня.
Armed with 268 horsepower and brutal hydraulic force, the Cat 330DL excavator tears into volcanic rock like it's wet paper. Its long-reach boom feeds the articulated Cat 725 with pinpoint accuracy. No wasted motion, just relentless rhythm in a mine built for titans. Two bulldozers, one brutal hill, and a logging truck overloaded with massive timber. On muddy jungle roads where tires spin helplessly, steel tracks and raw torque take over. One dozer pulls, one pushes, perfect synchronization in chaos. This isn't hauling, this is survival. Drop a 1 if steel and hydraulics give you chills. Drop a 0 if you're still waiting to feel it. This beast doesn't whisper, it roars. Let the comment section pick the next showdown. Crushing trees, tearing roots, and slicing through terrain, this T-130 bulldozer shows no mercy. Its raw, Soviet-era torque turns forest floors into battlefields. But today's surprise? A snake caught in the crosshairs. One swipe away from becoming part of the soil.
Переломал я ужа или змея, это не знаю.
Behind the wheel of this Mega Mez 34 elevating scraper is more than brute force, it's finesse. With over 500 horsepower and Trimble precision control, it glides over rocky terrain like a surgeon with steel. Every scoop, every pivot is calculated. Now tell me, did you catch what sets this operator apart?
Like the rock cutting, it's good for them to see.
Oh yeah.
Done. This little exercise on the corner over here. That's what you guys
The Cat 416D isn't just digging, it's performing mid-air ballet. With stabilizers fully deployed and rear wheels lifted, this backhoe loads soil with jaw-dropping control. Compact, agile, and built for urban combat, it's the perfect beast for tight job sites. The LKT-81 Turbo, built in 1990, shows why classic skidders still earn respect. Dragging heavy logs through snow and mud, it leans, slips, and powers forward without missing a beat. Precision handling and raw torque prove this isn't just machinery, it's mastery forged over decades.